Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be showing you how I took my client from this to this in just 15 minutes. So I started off simply just combing down the hair in the direction that it grows. When combing down the sides and back of the head, you usually want to comb down unless your client is a cowlick. I then used my 1.5 guard with the lever open on my clipper to flick out the longer hair that we don't want to keep to create the base for our blend in the back taper. When flicking out with your clipper, you want to make sure that you're never pushing down too hard, as it could create a harsh line that could make the fading process a lot trickier. Now with my trimmer, I set out my first guideline, which I made bold, to start off my fade on the back taper. As you can see here, I mess up slightly as I did not make the curve of the guideline too symmetrical. This is an easy fix though, as later on I come back to it. Now using my one guard with the lever open on my clipper, you want to trim about 2.5 centimeters above your guideline. This time you can push down slightly but not too much, as you want to create the blend. Only now, when I was cutting hair, did I realise that the first guideline was unsymmetrical. It was hard to realise at first as I was stood behind the camera, but using my clipper with the no guard closed, I began to make the guideline align more with the right side. Finally, using your no guard with the lever open on your clipper, you want to flick out your first guideline. When doing this, you don't want to push down on the hair with your clipper, but you want to follow the shape of the head and flick outwards so that no extra guidelines are created. Now I go ahead and close the lever on my clipper, and with the corner of my blade I take out the first guideline completely. This is the first part of our fade completed. After putting the 0.5 guard on my clipper, you want to open the lever and flick out at the next guideline, just above where you were just trimming. You don't want to go too high when doing this. After that, you want to close the lever and flick out just below where you were trimming. This is so that the fade can blend from the bottom to the middle, and then later on we blend from the middle to the top. Now you want to comb down just behind the ears where the hair is long. And with the trimmer used previously, you want to just line up behind the ear like how I do in the video, just to make the haircut look even cleaner. To get just behind the top of the ear, you want to use the edge of your blade and then just flick across as I'm doing the video. And you can always go over it again, but you don't want to push too hard in case you cut your client. Now on the other side, you want to do the same thing, just combing down before you trim. I just want to go slowly down, making sure the line's straight. A common mistake when doing this is trimming into the hair and not trimming the edges. You really just want to trim the edges so that both the lines on each side are symmetrical. After that, you just want to clean up any loose hair that stops the haircut from being clean, and then your back taper is finished. Now doing the side tapers, I had to comb up the hair and use Velcro, just for this specific client as the top of his hair was really long. Now once you've done that, just as on the back taper, you want to comb down the hair on the side tapers as well. I'm going to start again just how we start on the back taper with the 1.5 guard and the lever open, and we want to flick out, not pushing down too hard again. And we do this to create the base for our fade. And following the same steps we did before, we now use the one guard with the lever open and just trying to blend the little base that we created. Remember again, you don't want to push too hard down, you just want to follow the shape of the head. Now it's time to set your first guideline. You want to get your trimmer and just draw a little line just at the top of the ear. On the side tapers, I love to use a foil shaver just to make the fade pop. When using the foil shaver, it makes the hair more bold in the areas you shave. And wasting no time, we're back into the blending process. With my no guard open, I just want to flick at the shape of the head, right above the first guideline. And after that, just made a quick transition into the lever closed and just blending out that bottom line. I wasn't too satisfied with how the blend came out, so I just got my trimmer and with the edge of the blade, I'm just flicking at the little bottom line. You can start to see the difference that I was making as now that whole bottom line is gone. But with techniques like this, you need to be very careful as you can mess up the fade really easily. And to finish off the blend, you want to use the 0.5 guard with the lever open in your clipper and flick up right above your last guideline you made. And now by closing the lever on your clipper, it gives you a chance to add more detail to the fade. Like me, if you're not 100% happy with how the fade turned out, you can always take the guard off and flick a little bit out just to add more detail. And now finally with my trimmer, I'm just going to go over the first guideline again, just to get rid of it completely. And And with this same trimmer, I'm going to flick just above the ear. This is so the fade can have that clean look. And doing this helps line up the front to the back. Now I've finished the other side of the taper as well off camera, and I'm just going to show you how I line up the C-cups now. First of all, I like to cut downwards with the 0.5 guard with the lever open, just so the hair can be short enough but not too short so you can still see it. Now with the 0.5 guard open, I just want to flick upwards a little bit just to get rid of any other dark spot. These dark spots can interfere with the blend and make the fade look a little bit worse than it actually is. After combing down, I get my trimmer and I'm just going to add that first little line at the top of the C-cup, just to guide where I want the curve to begin. As you can see now, I've tilted the blade sideways just to at the end of the C-cup where I want it to end, just before I start pursuing the whole curve. Now the trick I like to use is just using the edge of my blade on my trimmer just to add that little curve and then going back over and over again. You're not always going to get it right the first time. Even as a barber, I don't get it right the first time every time. So if you need to go over it again, there's no problem with that. And then the same thing as I done the other side of the taper, you just want to flick above the ear just to make that look a bit straighter and cleaner. Now my client asked for a bit off the top as well, so I got my clipper and comb. I'm just going to use the method of clipper over comb, just to get rid of some bulk from the top of his head, and also to get his fringe above his eyebrows, just as he asked me to. And finally with my scissors, just going to cut off any loose hair I see, but you never want to cut too much off because sometimes with scissors you can get too light ahead of yourself. Now that I'm finished, add some hairspray, style his hair a little bit because I see the front was looking a bit flat. I just wanted to bring it up a bit, and just like that, that's a little taper fade finished in under 15 minutes. If you're in the Nottingham area and you're in need of a haircut, make sure you hit me up. My booking link will be linked in the bio, as well as all my socials. Just like that, my time with you is done. Make sure you like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Have a blessed day.